All right, let's talk about Matthew Stafford and the crazy Rams comeback that happened. Why was it crazy? Well, a lot of it was something like this, where really what I'm going to talk about in this video isn't just the comeback itself, but kind of Stafford's performance in general. How he really showed a masterclass in how to have success when the team around you isn't looking so good. Starting off with this play. So this is what was happening early on. You see a defensive tackle, watch him just drive by that guard. When I first watched this play, I was looking downfield and just assumed that it was like an unblocked man. It wasn't. That was a blocked man who just didn't get blocked particularly well. The Rams have some real pass protection issues, I think it's fair to say, largely due to injuries. But just like for PFF grades, if you're into that kind of thing. So the 31st ranked team is the Cleveland Browns. They have a 48 PFF grade in terms of pass blocking. The Rams are currently at 33.5. They're a solid 13 points lower than the next closest team. It's been a mess with the injuries, and it was a mess at times in this game. But now let's go over to a play like this, because this can show how you can just help out the offensive line. One of the big things I talk about with young quarterbacks is a lot of times people will make the excuse of, oh, it's a bad line, what can you do? Well, you can do things like this, where you see for Stafford, there's a lot of 49ers players who are on the line right here. But Stafford's going to go up and he tells the center, you're blocking to the right. You see how that's kind of the motion he makes. I'll show it again. But like he's saying, like, go towards the right, make sure that that's where you're blocking. So that way they have someone to block everyone on the line. Little things like this are what makes the veteran quarterbacks very valuable. Understanding how to set your blocking assignment, tell your center where to block. Because of this little thing, now everyone can be accounted for right here. So far, so good by Stafford. That is the concept the 49ers are running. Just a man blitz, pretty simple right here. And so, okay, well, what do you want to look towards if you're Stafford? That route could be pretty good against this coverage, especially since no one's going to be over the middle of the field on this one, and it is Tutu Atwell running the route, who is, one of their players who is a, solid role player who's, now just having to play a bigger role due to the injuries. Watch as when Stafford takes the snap, he's going to fire, and there's a window. This isn't a huge window by any means, but Stafford is able to make this throw, and they're able to pick up a decent completion here. Now, this was actually Stafford's first completion of the game. Granted, this is only the third drive of the game, but still, kind of crazy that it took this long for it to happen. But you really saw him doing things like this a lot. This plays another one. Actually, later on in this same drive, this was a very long drive, but it's going to be man coverage once again. And again, for Stafford on this 16-play drive, it was just consistently making these small play that could work. That's Kyren Williams' route. It's a good route against this type of coverage. He's going up against a linebacker that isn't Fred Warner, so that's always nice when you're not attacking that side of the field. The issue, though, is that when this play begins, Fred Warner is covering the middle of the field right here. So while it was lined up as though Warner was going to cover the tight end, he's dropping back over the middle at this point. Well, at first it looked like it was set up like maybe he won't be covering over the middle. That is what's happening here. So for Stafford, he's going to have to get this ball in a hurry over there if he wants to, because, again, we know Fred Warner. We know the plays he can make. But as you see, he gets the ball over there quickly. Kyren Williams somersaults into the end zone for a touchdown. And again, a lot of plays like this just allowed the Rams to hang around, right? As dominant as the 49ers looked at times, Stafford was able to make just enough plays to make things interesting. Like this play was a key one, where it's a 21-7 game at this point. So again, Rams need a score here just, again, to hang around. And you have a deep shot going towards the top of the screen. Kind of one of those situations where, again, it's Tutu Atwell, someone who Stafford does trust to some degree. Let's just throw it up there. Stafford takes a snap. Notice how he's on the hash marks on the bottom of the screen, throws it at around his own 16-yard line. This is really far down the field, across the field. The reason why he's making this throw, though, is the defensive back is turned away from the quarterback. He's just, playing the receiver at this point. This is why Stafford feels like it's a chance worth taking. And the throw is in an area where Atwell could have adjusted. Because of that, there was contact. Really nice throw by Stafford just to get it down there and to recognize that you have a bit of a mismatch. And then Atwell does a good job of breaking to the ball. Not the best defense, results in a flag, and that helps set up another touchdown drive. And then they had a couple of like Sean McVay type plays of just the play action receiver running over the middle. They definitely still did their best to establish the run in this one. when this play begins due to the zone coverage. Honestly, I would say the Rams, I don't even think, the 49ers, I don't think even played this that poorly. Like, the linebackers got back pretty well, but still, it's a deep enough route. There was enough time now due to the play action, kind of giving that offensive line just enough extra advantage to be able to make their blocks. Stafford makes this throw, and they're able to pick up a big gain there. This, again, helps set up another score, just another field goal drive. But again, you're just hanging around, right? You're just keeping it within one score, and it seems like sometimes when you're the underdog, that's what you have to do. Keep it within a score, and then hope that, especially when you have Matt Stafford, hope that he can pull it off towards the end. And that's when this play would happen. So again, to set the stage, there is, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game at this point. You have Tutu Atwell running a deep shot, and you're down 7. You need a score right here. Again, it's kind of a situation where this could end up being a good situation. There is going to be a corner and a safety further deep, but sometimes it's actually a good thing offensively. Because obviously, in theory, you're thinking, well, this is like double coverage, right? But the issue is that sometimes the safety kind of assumes the corner has it, the corner kind of assumes the safety has it, and it can result in, a good situation. Watch as, because of that, Stafford takes a snap, and he notices this too. That's one of the good things about Stafford. When there's someone open downfield, he's someone who notices it, and he's someone who's not afraid to fire it. There is a window right here. Also, watch this beautiful throw. I gotta say, Tutu Atwell kind of seemed like he just, I don't know if listen, he's not a big guy. It almost feels like the weight of the ball caused him to fall to the ground or something. That was a weird play where it felt like he could have ran in for a touchdown. Ended up helping them out a little bit. They killed some more clock, although then ended up getting a stop and a drive of their own, which they won. But again, a lot of really good stuff here by Stafford, so I want to make a film study talking about it. So yeah, I mean, it's just really impressive stuff by Stafford, and he's doing his best to keep this team working, right? To keep everything going. And listen, I know you could sit here and say, well, they're mostly just Stafford and McVay, but that's still not a horrible team. That's still a team that can win you some games. And what Stafford is doing to kind of keep this team afloat is really impressive. I know his numbers and even his advanced numbers aren't going to be that great in these types of games because, like, just the batting average isn't going to be super high when you don't have a good offensive line and all that stuff. But, like, he's doing what he can, and he's making the most out of bad opportunities. And to me, that's what's really impressive so far. So, yeah. Before I go, I will mention I do have a movie channel. If you like movies, like watching movies and talking about movies, the link is in the description below. You can check that out if you're interested. Jackson Kruger Movies is the name of the channel. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.